Welcome everyone. Great to see you all here, and great to see how many of you are really interested in taking charge of your future. We've got what we hope is going to be a really interesting afternoon for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the things that we've got planned for you this afternoon, and then talk to you about what's happened with the Centre for Research Staff Development in the last 2 years, so the 2 years since we've actually got set up, and some of the things that we're doing for the future. So over the course of this afternoon, you've got a few talks to start off with. So you've just heard from Reza, who's hopefully set you off on the right path, thinking about how important your future is, and that it doesn't start at the end of your contract, it starts now. So thinking about what you can do to make that, whatever it is your dream is, a reality. So Reza's talk, my talk, you're going to hear a bit about the Centre for Research Staff Development. Then we've got some great speakers lined up from the Research Staff Representative Committee. Thank you. I'm going to get myself checked out for dementia at some point soon. Research Staff Representative Committee. Then we've got an amazing panel for you. All kinds of people representing various different faculties who are going to talk to you about how they took charge of their career. So hopefully you can get some ideas from that, and we'd like to get a bit of a discussion going amongst you as well. Just all kinds of ideas that you guys would like to throw in. We then got our networking session where you can meet people who are around King's who can help you with your research. So these are people you may not be aware of on a day-to-day basis, but they're there to help you and work with you to make your lives easier. So hopefully you'll enjoy meeting them. We're doing it in a slightly different way from the way we did it last year, so hopefully you will get more fun out of that, because you'll get to meet everybody and hear about what all the different departments do. And then we've got our workshops for this afternoon. So the workshops, they are sort of an activity that is intended to be around professional development, but it's also, there's a kind of slightly fun element to it, because we're hoping that at the end of the workshops, there will be some presentations that will come back to plenary as part of a competition. So there'll be 3 presentations, 1 from each workshop, and you're going to be telling us about things that you think you would like to put in place that will help you and your colleagues around King's to take charge of your career. And there will be prizes. So hopefully that's all very exciting for you. If you don't want to participate, that's absolutely fine, but we'd love it if you do, because it just gives an extra bit of spice to the event. So what am I going to tell you about? Firstly, who our team are. So this hasn't changed much since the 2 years that we've been here, except we've added on a couple of extra people. So you'll see some people, a couple of people on that slide in the room. We've got Nigel Eady, who is the Director of Research Talent, so that's the overarching department that Centre for Research Staff Development is part of. The other department within that is the Centre for Doctoral Studies. So Nigel is with the blue shirt there and also sitting just there. We've got in the front, on the right-hand side, that's Amy, who is currently standing at the door with the camera. Amy's done all the project management for this event today. Amy is also one of our consultants, so she does a lot of stuff around King's working with research staff. At the back on the right is Nudrat. You will have seen her at reception. So what you will see from her is she does all our comms and organises some of the courses. Kay, on the left-hand side there, is our amazing events organiser. You'll have seen her at reception as well. Me you've already seen. And then the lady at the back I haven't spoken about, and now joined by the 2 people on each side. So Kate at the back, Kate Murray, Donald on the left-hand side, and Vicky on the right-hand side. They're our careers consultants. So they're actually integral people in terms of helping you take charge of your career. And when you come to the session, the speed networking, you'll meet Donald, and you'll also have a chance to pick up a couple of leaflets about what the Career Service does to help you. So you can have conversations with them and also workshops with them. Okay, so that's who we are. What have we done? So what have we done in the last 2 years since we got set up? So this is our 3rd research staff event. When we first arrived, one of the things we discovered was that research staff seemed to be a kind of not a particularly well-known entity within the university. So when you think about a university, people typically would talk about students, and they'd talk about academic staff, but they very rarely talked about research staff. And you guys pretty much underpin an awful lot of what goes on within the university. Research is the obvious thing, but there's also the teaching, the contribution that you make to the teaching. So what we wanted to do was make sure that you became something that people recognised as being an integral part of the university. So one of the ways to do that was to start building a community, and that's one thing that we're doing with the research staff events. The aim with this particular event is to help you to recognise that there are lots of you. There are actually just more than 2,000 of you at King's. And working together, you have quite a loud voice. So if there's anything that you want done, by doing that, working together, you can make that voice heard. So that's one thing. These are highlights of things that we've done. Money. Everyone loves money. Well, most people do. Some people don't, but most people do. But getting money is something that's quite important for anyone who is doing research. So we set up the King's Community Fund as a way for you to cut your teeth on getting funding, but also as a way for you to contribute to the community within King's. So to do something that brings that community together or serves that community in some way. And we typically link the call for funding to the research staff event. So this particular version, or this year, it's going to be about something that you would like to do that will help people to take charge of their career. And if you want to know a bit more about it, if you look in your programme, you will see towards the back there's a page all about the King's Community Fund for this year. And online you'll see the application details. So please do send in an application for that. We've got up to £2,000 that you can apply for, and that's going to be happening annually. If there's more than one project that we like, we'll divide the money up between you potentially, provided that works well. So please apply, because there is money there. Anything that you think you would like to do that serves the community in terms of taking charge of their career. What else have we done? So we felt it was really important to recognise people who had contributed to the community. We actually wanted 2 of the King's Awards, but unfortunately we were only allowed to have 1. And so we combined them. So this award is for anyone, either research staff or professional services staff or academic staff, who have made a really outstanding contribution to the research staff experience. So we did it the first time last year, and Anna Georgian from Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, she was the recipient, so that you can't really see very well because of the light. Anna Georgian won it last year. So we'd love to see more recommendations this year. So please, if you've seen anybody around King's who has done something that you feel is a good contribution to the research staff experience, please put in a nomination, and you'll see next to the King's Community Fund in your programme there's a bit of blurb about that too. So that's the King's Awards. So this is all about raising the profile. There's some other stuff that we do behind the scenes that you may not necessarily be aware of, but this is all about making sure that the university is delivering to you what you need in order to work effectively and to promote your career. So one of the things we've done in the last 6 months is to have our research HR Excellence in Research Award renewed. So we've now got it for the 6th year, so we've got it for another 2 years. So that's a fantastic achievement for us. This is a European award that essentially says we are doing the right thing by you. If we don't have it, it doesn't look very good for us, because it's something that is quite important now among universities. We'd love to see it tied to funding. We're working on that, and then it raises the profile of research staff again in the same way that Athena Swan has worked effectively for everybody to whom that applies. Research Staff Representative Committee. This is something that I'm really excited about. This is basically the research staff community, making sure that things happen. And you're going to hear, as I said, from Michelle and Alex from the Research Staff Representative Committee. So I'm not going to say any more about that, because you're going to hear from them, and they've got a great story to tell you. But essentially, it's about you getting your views heard. So if you want to say anything about how things work around King's and you don't want to come to us, the Research Staff Representative Committee is a great place to go. So they're working on policy around King's. You asked us for courses. We've started lots of new courses, but in particular, we started a whole load of leadership courses. So there were lots of courses going on at King's before the Centre for Research Staff Development was set up. But we thought we needed to set up some more courses that were probably slightly more advanced in some cases, that met the needs of more senior research staff, that would give you more knowledge and understanding of how to take your future forward. So far we've had more than 240 attendances at these new workshops that we've run. We did another one last week, so that was another 30 people come along to these workshops. Please come to them. They're very well received. We get lots of great feedback. And you can find out more about all of the courses that we run in our newsletter that goes out every Friday, and also from our website. So we'll be putting the new ones up for next academic year very soon. Okay, so those are a few things that we have done in the last 2 years. We also find out from you the kinds of things that are important to you. So we find one of the ways in which we find out is from the Careers in Research online survey. So thank you to all those of you who contributed to the last one. There will be another one going out in the spring next year, so please contribute to that because it's really useful information for us. But essentially there are quite a few things that you told us. This is just a few things on there. Quite a few things that you told us that are important to you. It has taken me a while to get together a report. One of the reasons for that is because this is the final report. You can see it's quite thick. I sort of felt it was like a master's thesis in the end. But what I've done is I've worked back through previous years so we can see trends if there are any. So please, if you're interested, we've got reference copies of these that you'll be able to see in the networking session. Please go and have a look, and we will put it on our new intranet web pages very soon. We're building new intranet web pages at the moment because we're having to move everything to the intranet from the extranet. But these are some of the things that you said that you particularly wanted us to look at. And so what are we doing? More recognition for things beyond your research. So we're actually working on policy documents around recognition. So a teaching document is currently under review across the university. You said you'd like more career support. Well, we kind of felt that there was a lot of career support there already, but we recognised that you weren't making use of it. So we suspect this is because you don't know about it, so we need to advertise that a lot more widely. You'd like more information about academic career structure. We're planning to put that kind of stuff on our intranet, so hopefully there will be some information up there soon that will give you an idea of what the academic career structures look like. Really nice finding was that you're increasingly satisfied with the performance and development review. So people are happier and happier about this, which is really great, but we recognise that there are still some things that we need to do. So we're running training courses to help you prepare for your PDR, and also Kings more generally are running training courses for line managers to make these more effective. You said you'd like some mentoring. We've got a mentoring scheme now, an online mentoring platform that we're launching. So you will hear about that in the newsletter very soon. We've also got additional courses in leadership that I mentioned to you earlier. Plus we run a course on impact. We'll be running another one in the next academic year and various other subjects. So constantly adding new courses to our programme. So please keep an eye on the newsletter and our website to see what courses are available. And then the last one, which I mentioned at the last research staff event, we desperately need to address discriminatory behaviour. So we've been having a lot of conversations, both us and the Research Staff Representative Committee have been having a lot of conversations around King's. We're working with the diversity and inclusion team on this. So there's lots of stuff that's going on that hopefully you will hear about fairly soon, or over the next few months. But one thing that you can do now, if you want to report anonymously, then you can. So that's the URL to report anonymously. It's basically the It Stops Here campaign that's going on around King's. And there are also lots of other measures that I haven't got time to talk about today that we're putting in. If you want to know more about this, the HR Excellence in Research Award Action Plan is on our website. So, as I said, we'd love to hear your views. Get in touch with us. Email us at research-staff@kcl.ac.uk. Speak to your research staff representatives. You're going to find out who they are in a minute. And also participate in next spring's Careers in Research online survey. Thank you all very much. And last slide, which I stole from you guys. Any questions? If you haven't got questions now, that's absolutely fine. I will be at the speed networking, so you can chat to me then, or in the break. You'll also have a chance to chat to me.